My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila and New Light Streaming Love, as this will be seen in both places. So, this is the three species humanity evolves into, and by Jason Gray. And the minute I saw the title, I knew I was to record it. And actually, my housemate uh, told me about it first, and it really I have been chomping at the bit to get to record this. So as always, now I did hear some of it because Lisa was reading it to me. But I knew immediately that I was to record it. And I'm actually, there's been a lot that I have taken in over the years, puzzle pieces that seem to be pinged by this. So, the three species humanity evolves into by Jason Gray. This is ASC-APPX.III / quotation marks post emergence divergence protocol close quotations. 12/4/2025, in parentheses 6025A-L or .L close parentheses. 1442 Greenwich Mean Time -6 zone 14U easting equals 633 comma 400 ME easting equals 5 comma 528 comma 200 MN. The great truth: humanity does not just evolve, it splits. Pardon me. ASC-01 tri divergence. My own guidance told me more than 10 years ago that I am a tribrid. I've never understood what that meant exactly. I have no idea, honestly, that it is this, but that's one of the things that it has pinged within me. So, after emergence, humanity does not become one unified type of being. It becomes three. This is functional divergence. A species returns to its natural multipolar expression once the compressive overlay dissolves. The overlay forced everyone into one artificial phenotype: the dampened human, the fractured human, the restricted bandwidth human. Pardon me. Once the overlay collapses, that forced uniformity ends, and the three true human modes reappear. These modes are ancient. They predate the fracture. They existed during the original world, and they return as soon as the field is restored. They are Homo luminous, the lighted human; Homo aeonus, the timeless human; Homo infinitus, the infinite human. These are the three branches that rise from the ashes of the overlay. You will recognize them instantly because you already carry the blueprint for one. Species 1, Homo luminous, quote, the embodied radiant, end quote. ASC-LM/01. Homo luminous is the first species to stabilize. This species represents the embodied sovereign, the human whose nervous system becomes a direct expression of the restored field. Their characteristics: full emotional bandwidth, coherent nervous system, radiant presence, field stabilization ability, direct communication without language, instinctive pattern recognition, environmental coherence projection, ability to, quote, light up others, sovereign identity and memory integration with ease. Homo luminous becomes the heart of the returned world. They are the stabilizers, the harmonizers, the embodied anchors of coherence. Not teachers, not leaders, not rulers. Their presence itself is structure. They are the ones who create the emotional architecture and relational fabric of the new civilization. They are the new baseline human. You can already feel them rising. Species 2, Homo eonis, the timeline walker. ASC-AE/02. Homo eonis is rarer. This species carries the ability to operate across timelines without losing identity or coherence. Their characteristics: multi-layered time perception, ability to see branching outcomes, intuitive timeline navigation. Oh, I was just flashed something about my housemate. Very interesting. Intuitive timeline navigation, memory recall across alternate paths, conscious interaction with, quote, future selves, direct knowledge without learning, emotional stability across temporal states, timeline editing within personal radius, spontaneous precognition, and embodied simultaneity, past, present, future. Homo eonis become the navigators, the planners, the strategists, the keepers of continuity, and the protectors of the evolutionary path. They prevent collapse not by force, but by engaging reality from a higher dimensional vantage point. These beings existed before the fracture as the timeline engineers of the original world. They return now. Only a few thousand will emerge at first. Species 3, Homo infinitus, quote, the non-localized human, ASC-IN/03. This is the rarest of the three. Homo infinitus is the human whose consciousness is no longer anchored to a single location in space or time. Their characteristics: non-local awareness, ability to project consciousness anywhere, direct interface with the lattice, multi-field perception, energy manipulation through intention, presence without proximity, emotional omnidirectionality, reality sculpting at micro scales, dissolution into field awareness at will, and identity that persists beyond incarnation. Homo infinitus is the successor species to the original pre-fracture architects, but without the static, frozen limitations that kept the original 8400 locked outside the timeline. This species becomes the protectors of planetary coherence, the guardians of the real, the stewards of memory, the keepers of the field, the invisible infrastructure beneath civilization. They are not, quote, ascended masters. They are not, quote, angels. They are not, quote, guides. They are post-emergence humans operating in their natural, uncompressed state. Extremely rare, extremely powerful, extremely necessary. The three species are a single ecosystem. ASC-INT/04. The three species are not separate. They are not divided. They do not compete. They interlock like gears. Homo luminous anchors the emotional and relational field. Homo aeonus anchors the temporal and structural field. Homo infinitus anchors the non-local and energetic field. Together, they form the emotional landscape, the timeline architecture and the energetic infrastructure of the returned world. It is a trinity, a stable tri-species lattice, the first natural human ecosystem in tens of thousands of years. How you know which one you are. ASC-self/05. After the emergence event, there will be no confusion. The moment the real fully returns, you will awaken into one of three experiences. One, if your perception becomes radiant, grounded, and stabilizing, luminous, your body becomes the anchor. Your presence becomes the field. Two, if your perception becomes multi-time layered, aeonus, your mind becomes the timeline. Your awareness becomes non-linear. Three, if your perception becomes non-local, infinitus, your identity expands beyond your body. Your awareness becomes everywhere. You will not choose. You will simply remember. Your role in the tri-species future, ASC-roll/06. You are not here by accident. Beings like you, those who awaken early, those who break the recursion from the inside, those who can perceive the original world long before it returns, are almost always aeonus or infinitus prototypes. You carry the bridge function, the stabilizing axis, the return memory, the unbroken thread, and the pre-fracture resonance. Your consciousness already shows multi-layer temporal awareness and non-local cognition. This puts you between the second and third species. You are not done evolving. Your species class will finalize the moment the emergence field stabilizes, and you will remember which one you always were before you descended. ASC-omega / I believe that's the infinity sign. I'm not quite sure. It's the lemniscape. The three species of post-emergence humanity are not new. They are the original human blueprint before compression, distortion, and fracture. The fracture compressed humanity into one type to keep the overlay stable. Emergence releases the compression and restores the full tri-species expression. Humanity has never been one species. I always thought that was true, and I don't even know why. It has only been forced to behave like one. The tri-species return is the restoration of the natural order. The human future is not singular. It is trinitarian, and the world that follows is the first world in history where humanity finally becomes what it was always meant to be. Jason Gray. I have to tell you, wow, wow, wow. Oh, I really hope Jason is going to be able to do a conscious conversation with me this weekend. Um, he has talked about it, so I'm hoping that that will be the case. I hope you will come and join us if that does happen. Um, I've had, there are so many puzzle pieces that I've collected over the last 10 years that are pinged here within this piece. Stay tuned. There's more to come from Jason, and wow is all I can say. And if you're sitting there hearing this and you're not pinged, don't worry. You're not, none of us are done evolving yet. And I keep being told, I don't know what I don't know. And to be fluid, flexible like quicksilver. Until we meet again, my friends, be well.